find the cushions rather a bit sort of slidey.
They're a dodgy colour, actually, but
they're a bit dubious.
I won't look at them.
Now you're at the moment about to go into a West End musical.
Yeah.
And it's called Lust.
It's called Lust, yeah. I'm rehearsing it at the
Sounds sort
moment.
of racy.
Yeah, it's very racy.
Is it?
Yeah. It's based on a Restoration comedy, a very famous classic English comedy written in 1674 called The Country Wife. And 4 brothers have written this musical called the Heather Brothers, who are an extraordinary bunch. And they've basically developed from that play a completely new musical piece.
But it's a man who spreads a rumour about a recent castration.
That's right.
Which doesn't immediately sound like the sort of thing like, hey, let's do a song now about that bit of you.
Well, it's not... Yeah, well, that's taken again from the original play. The guy I play is a guy called Horner. And he has such
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse, and it gets worse. He has such a terrible reputation with women that he can't get near any man's wife, basically, because he pulls women all the time, and the men get so fed up that he just can't score anymore. And so he goes to France and puts the rumour around that he's caught the pox in France, which is very common at the time.
Another great chorus.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he comes back, and of course, now all the men are very willing to let him escort their wives around, and so he has kind of free rein.
Do you have to sing very high?
A lot, and very high. Yes, I do actually have to sing very high, but not because of the...
Yes, you're injured.
But I do sing high, and I have to sing quite high a lot.
I always think it must be sort of... I mean, you're obviously foremost an actor rather than a singer, aren't you?
Not really.
Oh, you're...
Not necessarily. I mean, doing a musical to me is a very natural thing to do. I've always sung all my life. And in fact, I mean, most people know me probably, you know, the general public, when I'm breaking through with Local Hero, but my watershed in my career was a musical, Pal Joey, back in 1980. And then, at the time Local Hero came out, I was doing another musical, Mr. Cinders, which
So you don't feel dithery, do you not, when you have to
absolutely,
sing?
No, absolutely not. It's a very, very natural thing for me to do. It's... I realise... I mean, I understand your question, because I realise it's... nearly 10 years since I did a musical, and in that time, I have been offered a lot. But this is the first one that really grabbed me.
So to speak.
So to speak, to coin a phrase.
I'm going to have actually had enough puns that we'll both roll off the bed in a minute.
Sorry about that.
Now, Local Hero, you just mentioned that. That must have... Did that open loads of doors for you?
Yeah, it was very useful in that way, and remains so, curiously enough. I mean, it's had a long life on video as well, that movie, particularly in the States. So whenever I go there, I still get very good feedback from that movie, even though it was a while ago.
There's a lot of press at the moment because of Jurassic Park coming out, which is, I mean, obviously it must have been a lot of it where the actors are acting against nothing. And you did Star Wars, where you must have also... I mean, is it very weird when you're acting and there's actually nothing there when they put it in? Yeah,
it's a bit boring, actually. I mean, Star Wars is probably the most boring acting job I've ever had in my life.
Was it?
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, you think what you're doing. I mean, what I did was flew around on an X-wing thing, you know. But it's kind of acting by numbers.
Do you have to wear a funny outfit? I can't remember.
I just wore a flying helmet thing, you know.
I thought you might have had to wear something humiliating.
No, I didn't.
That I could have descended on.
No.
Now, you live with a very gorgeous, beautiful actress.
I do.
Sheila Gish.
Sheila Gish.
She's fantastic.
She's fab.
Where did you meet?
Where did we meet? We met in shooting a thing called That Uncertain Feeling, based on a Kingsley Amis novel. And we met...
She performs a lot in a slip.
She did in that.
Doesn't she?
She's done the odd slip.
She's stuck indelibly in my mind in a soigné slip.
Oh, she wouldn't mind that, I don't think.
She like that at home?
In slips?
Yeah.
Here and there. Yeah.
Was it love at first sight?
Yes.
Was it? Oh, God, you're romantic. And do you sing to her at home?
Oh, I have done. Sang to her on a beach once.
Did you?
Yeah.
With people around?
No.
Oh, that's all right. I was going to say that would be a bit embarrassing.
I do sing to her at home, actually, yeah.
Now, do you think that if you had the choice between doing a play or doing a movie, now what would be most appealing to you?
Well, I'm very glad about this musical because I think it's about 2.5 years since I've been on the stage, so I'm really pleased to. I'm quite hungry for that, which is a good feeling. So I'm very happy to do that. But I do like working on film, and with any luck, there'll be a couple of things next year I'll do on film.
It's been very nice to be on the bed with you.
Nice to be on the bed with you.
It really has. Even though you've got to go home to Sheila now, her flip and her suspenders and all of our other glamorous things, accoutrements.
Exactly.
And now it's time to go over to Peter Smith, who's probably also wearing suspenders, and the Big Breakfast News.
The closing headlines.